You may know Karamo as the self-love guru from Netflix's Queer Eye, but today he's here with his son, Jason Brown, to talk about their new book, You Are Perfectly Designed. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so What made you guys want to write this book together?
So I Am Perfectly Designed is actually a mantra that I would tell Jason and his little brother when they were kids because they got bullied, because we didn't have a lot of money. Their father was gay. They came from a broken home, even though it wasn't broken because their mother and I are still close.
Skinny jeans.
His skinny jeans.
Skinny
jeans.
Everything.
And one day he said to me, you know, I wish I was someone else and I wish I had a different life. And I was like, never say that. Be happy about the life you have because you are perfectly designed. And it worked. It was something he would say to himself to feel encouraged and feel enough. And we felt like we wanted to pass that message on to the rest of the world.
Yeah. What was it like working with your dad on this?
Well, it was fun, right? I mean, but he's still dad at the end of the day. So, I mean, like, he's telling me, Jason, you need to be done by this day. You need to pick out this artist. Like, you need to, like, he was on it. He was doing the dad part, which you would think, like, hey, you tapped out of that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're my dad.
No, I tapped into that hard. I'm like, no.
We have deadlines here.
We have deadlines, you know what I mean? I knew he was going to be able to step up to the challenge, but this is his first time working with a publisher, doing this. And I was like, you might not know what it takes. And so I was like, you're not about to embarrass me or embarrass yourself.
No, seriously.
And so I stepped in hard into dad mode on this one, but he showed up and showed out.
Yeah. So I Am Perfectly Designed. What do you hope young readers take away from that mantra?
Well, I mean, for me, because I am young, okay, is the biggest thing is really, you know, right now we live in an age where you turn on the television, you go on social media, and everyone tells you that you're not enough, that you don't look good, that something about you needs to change. And I want them to know that you don't have to believe that. You can understand that you are beautiful the way you are. But I think one of the biggest things, a part of that perfectly designed that we all are, is the ability to ask for help. So if you're in a space where you're like, I don't feel good about me, but I want to learn how to do something that's going to make me feel better, ask someone for help. And I think that's great.
You just had to do the dad thing right now. What? So that's another mantra that he has for us. It's plan, do, ask for help.
Yeah.
And you just have to bring it one right with the other one. I see.
Well, can either of you remember the most recent time that you actually had to use this mantra for yourself? I'm perfectly designed?
I use it to this day. I use it literally every day. I woke up and had to tell myself that I'm perfectly designed because I had a couple bags under my eyes because we were working a little late last night. So it's like, hold on, let me just kind of get in my head.
Yeah, I would say for me, you know, it's something I use all the time. But like, you know, I've gotten a lot of backlash because I was kind to someone who had a different political affiliation than me. And, you know, I kind of had to reevaluate, like, should I be kind to people who have different views than me? And then I was like, no, I am. And I realized that part of my perfect design is that I have the ability to reach out to those who are different and shouldn't be ashamed of doing that.
Well, speaking of that moment, you actually recently this week, you clarified that you aren't actually friends with Sean Spicer. So what changed for you? I mean, was it part of that thinking?
No, it's not that. So when this originally happened, we weren't friends. I didn't know him at all. So I met him briefly. And then right after that, while doing the show, we had really good conversations and we did become friends during the show. And so what changed for me is I got to have real conversation with him and really talk about how he affected the world, like the lies that he told, how it hurt people, how it hurt me. And it helped him to grow and see like my point of view. Am I thinking this man is going to change? No, like, you know, but I'm hoping that I'm planting seeds that can help start to flourish and be better. And that's all you can ask in this day and age.
Well, thinking about those planting seeds, what kind of conversations do you have with someone? Like, what kind of stuff did you talk about with him in terms of LGBTQ issues?
You know, well, it wasn't just specifically LGBTQ issues where I would say, you know, this is what's going on in the media. This is what you are, because we're on a dance competition show. Let's be honest. So like there wasn't a lot of space for that, but it was a lot of, hey, you know, there's things that the administration you've said that don't support LGBT families. You've met me and met my sons talked to us and said how much we're such a beautiful family. When you talk about these type of things, you're talking about us. So it's those type of ways I'm having conversations. They weren't direct like this policy on this day was, because that wouldn't work. You know, people get shut down. There was days that I had friends who came to visit me on the show who were trans or gender non-conforming, and I would introduce them to him and make sure I say, hey, this person identifies as trans, and you know, they also serve in the military, and to let him know these are the people you'd be attacking as someone who else was in the military. And so it's more so about introducing him to my life and having those conversations and helping him to see when you make these comments, these are the real people they affect.
Now you mentioned that you know, you had a moment of kind of asking yourself, like, do I need to adjust or course correct over being kind to this person? Did you foresee the kind of public reaction to all of this that happened?
No, I did not. I mean, the minute that my son started getting death threats was the worst moment for me, because a lot of it wasn't coming from the other side. It was coming from my own side. And it hurt my heart. It made me, I mean, I'm kind of getting emotional now, because I just never thought in my heart that people would look at me and think, as a black gay man living in America, that I was somehow part of the enemy. Like, I'm trying to fight because I understand what's going on. And it hurt my heart that it was happening. But I realized, just like what happened to Ellen, you know, she sat down next to George Bush and she got all this backlash. We're in a place where people are really feeling on edge. And if you feel encouraged enough to speak to someone and reach out to them who has different political views, you should do so, because I felt it. And I will never feel bad for doing what I know is right in my heart.
Well, you did mention it is a dance competition. So
Yes.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, what was it like watching your dad compete on the show?
So what I used to tell everyone, it's like watching a unicorn. Like, you know, like it's like spotting a unicorn. Because my dad, there's a couple things he never does that I never see, at least: swim and dance. And so when I saw him dancing at this level in this competition, I thought it was so amazing.
Because I'm king of the two-step. I like a two-step. You know, I like, give me a beer and a two-step and I'm happy.
There.
You know what I mean? That's it.
I mean,
you know,
they had
maybe
you
a little
out there
twerk.
going all across the dance.
All of it.
Yeah,
And you know, it was like, I think they thought because I was younger, or maybe because I was black, they thought I had more rhythm. I don't know what it was, but they were being very tough on me. I was like, I don't dance. And so it's the same thing. Like, if I won a swimming competition, I'd be like, I don't swim. Sorry. So it's not happening.
Support you.
Yeah, thank you.
Do either of you have any predictions of the outcome of the show, or are you hopeful about anyone in particular?
For me, James Vanderbeek, just because he was my high school, middle school crush. You know, I wanted to be on Dawson's Creek and be like, hi, James. And now we're friends.
I wasn't allowed to watch Dawson's Creek.
Really?
I've been robbed. Yes,
You missed out. It was the show. It was a show. And then Fifth Harmony is probably one of the best, you know, female groups, and Ally Brooke is on there. So yeah.
Do you have any predictions? Anyone you're rooting for?
I was going to say either Ally Brooke, because she's an amazing dancer, or Kel. I think he's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Karamo, you have been very busy lately because Netflix just dropped the special episodes of Queer Eye in Japan. And I was wondering, did you have to kind of prepare anything in particular for the cultural differences between working with people here versus there?
Yeah, it was for me and for the rest of the guys, we made sure that we were very respectful of the cultural differences. So we worked with a team in Japan who told us, like, this is what you do when you walk into the house. You take off your shoes. This is how you bow. This is what you say. Because we wanted to make sure that we didn't come in there as these 5 brash Americans and be like, we know better. We're going to change your culture. You know, we were like, not going to happen. We want to be so respectful, and it worked out because people could see that we were taking the initiative to learn the language, to eat the food, to try things, to do things, to show like, yes, we're experts in our field, but we are not trying to disrespect your culture, and it worked.
Well, you mentioned the other guys, and speaking of them, 2 of them were here at BuzzFeed last week, and they wanted to give you a special message. So let's take a look.
Karamo, I know what you're thinking. Don't worry. There are Skittles and Coca-Colas in the snack room.
Lol. But we're so proud of your book. We love you. And yay, Jason, you can't help but that you're an amazing author.
Congrats.
Yes, yes, yes.
Why are they so beautiful?
That's so cute.
Oh
Thank you, guys.
Are Skittles and Coca-Cola, is that your, like, snack of choice?
Literally, I walked in here, and my fiance who's here was like, is there a Coca-Cola
I mean,
for Karamo?
right away.
Literally, right when we walked in here. I know I had the diet of a 4-year-old with no parental supervision, but I don't care. I love Skittles. I love Starburst. I love Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I think
You know what I mean?
it's starting to work its way on me.
Is it
because
really?
I am so snacky. I love a good snack.
Moderation. But look how cute they are.
They
Yeah.
were very
What a
cute.
little cute couple.
Well, listen, I could easily keep talking to you both, but thank you so much for joining me.
Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you for
And
having
please,
us.
everyone, pick up the new book, I'm Perfectly Designed, out today.
Perfectly designed.
There it is. I'm Perfectly Designed is out now in bookstores. Up next, Zach and I read your tweets.